Hello, it's the Film Pigs -1, as little piggy is very busy with an actual job.
Asshole.
This week we went to see a spectacular, huge box office success. Todd, what did we see?
We saw Iron Man 2, the best movie of its kind since Robot Jocks.
You have any can you summarize the picture?
Yeah, it's really easy. What happens is Iron Man, Tony Stark, doesn't feel well.
No.
He's sick. Probably because instead of a heart, he has a giant glowing piece of metal. And
like a coffee can
and he gets very sad and self-destructive. And he acts like an asshole. And that happens for a long time. And then a bunch of robots fight.
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole movie. I mean, to me, the entire movie felt like deleted scenes from a DVD. I felt like I was just watching the entire movie. Deleted scenes of actors, having some fun improvs.
It was one of those movies. Oh, you know what it is? It's the Ocean's 12 of robot pictures. It seemed like everybody in the film was having a good old time.
Yeah, but
they were having a good old time.
It was really, really dull and very little action for an action movie.
Yeah, it was 2.5 hours long, and there were 3 action sequences, 3.5 if you count when Mickey Rourke blew up his jail cell.
Yeah.
A lot of the cast is fun. It just
meanders. It just goes nowhere.
Yeah, and I like Jon Favreau a lot. And it was actually fun to watch him fight. The best fight scene in the movie is him just boxing with a guy, because the other guy was landing punches, and I was actually worried for Jon Favreau. In fact, the scene that I did like on the racetrack, the one that they put on the trailers, I liked that action sequence. But part of the reason I liked it is I was worried for Jon Favreau. He's the only character that I was worried about, because he actually was likable, but expendable as far as the cast is concerned.
Well, and they were also in that scene. They were flipping some real cars. There was some real practical stuff going on, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, it looked good.
At any rate, Iron Man 2 is.
Yeah.
So, what have you seen lately?
Let's see. I saw that Disney Oceans picture.
Oh, the show about the oceans.
Yeah, it's
but it's not the George Clooney, but the actual oceans.
Not Oceans. The Oceans, Disney's Oceans, which is about oceans, and it's got Pierce Brosnan talking about oceans.
That sounds soothing.
It was very soothing, although it was not so soothing at about the halfway point when Colby could no longer sit still. But the underwater footage was gorgeous and very moving for adults.
That'll be a good Blu-ray.
And it'll be a killer Blu-ray. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
I finally saw your recommendation. I got the Netflix and watched In the Loop.
In the Loop.
That show, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a good program.
It's I think a far more accurate portrayal of how governments actually work than any conspiracy theory.
Yes, and it makes more sense than Syriana.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of self-serving assholes.
Middle management.
Yeah. and then I watched the first 2 episodes of Spartacus, Blood and Sand,
Spartacus!
Which I really should be called Spartacus, Blood and Titties. Because
blood and orgies.
That's pretty much it. Really is.
There's lots of cock in that show. Yeah,
it's like the pornographic Xena.
Yeah,
which is appropriate because Lucy Lawless is on Spartacus.
Yeah, I like Lucy Lawless.
So,
oh, you know what else I watched?
What?
Speaking of streaming stuff, I streamed the unrated version of Sex Drive, which is this like low budget titty comedy.
As opposed to like the highbrow titty comedy, the big budget studio.
There's the big budget studio. The big budget. But it was 2 hours and 10 minutes long because it's the unrated version, and they actually cut in like this movie, but they cut in the deleted scenes into the movie where the actors fall out of character and start laughing. Which I kind of enjoyed. And then also, every time the movie gets slow, they superimpose a fully naked stripper lady in the foreground who just looks into the camera like,
Well, that's good. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right. Well, okay. How about we'll do the listicle. And then wrap it up.
Yeah, listicle.
So we'll do the listicle for this week is what's your most obnoxious machine thing in a movie?
I gave this a lot of thought.
I didn't.
And it's a tie.
Yeah.
A tie between, in the 1997 re-release of Star Wars, in the scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi is doing his Force thing, which was one of the most memorable. Yeah, one of the most memorable.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, these aren't the droids you're looking for.
Those guys got fired after that. The Stormtroopers, I bet.
Yeah, I bet they did. But for me, it was one of the most memorable things of that whole series was that fun moment where he just waves his finger and says something and they do whatever he says. I thought that was cool. And then in the re-release, there's this little fucking floating phantasm ball-looking robot just like floating around Alec Guinness's head, distracting from all that is interesting in the scene. So that's an annoying robot. And then the other tie, the tie for that one is got to be the Joan Rivers robot in Spaceball. Fuck that. Fuck that.
That's awesome. The thing that actually has annoyed me most as a machine thing in recent movies was the Keanu Reeves remake of Day the Earth Stood Still, where the Gort robot turned into a stupid nano cloud that just ate everything.
I like nanobots that eat shit, though. I mean, I don't think that's annoying.
But it was extremely annoying.
It was annoying because
the cool thing about the robot is he's a giant killer robot, and then when it comes time to start killing things, he just turns into a cloud.
Well, okay. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think your annoyance is more a purist annoyance as opposed to it's cool to have a cloud of nanobots. They're not necessarily annoying. You're just annoyed with the change.
They're so played out. That's the answer to everything now in pseudoscience is nanobots, and now it's
I
nanobots.
Know, but
look, it's my choice.
It is your choice, but the truth is I'm made up entirely of nanobots.
Well, that's
and I'm a little bit insulted.
And you're also a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
We'll work through it. Iron Man 2.
That's that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Scotch.
Yeah, Scotch.